Hello and welcome. I decided to do a reading on Donald Trump Jr. Normally, I wouldn't have read about politicians' kids or wives or anything like that, but this evening I heard that he was making some comment on President Biden, so looks like Donald Trump Jr. Uh, is stepping into the public, arena. So it's all fair. So I'd like to do a reading on him. So I hope everyone is doing well. It's a little bit awkward in this position for me, but so his astral. I just looked it up. His astrological sign is Capricorn. He was born on the December 31st. So court card that's overseas, I guess, that decan would be the Queen of Discs or Pentacles, coins, or Capricorn. So Donald Trump Jr. Okay. All right. That's weird. And I'll take that. Okay, so let's see about him. So Donald Trump Jr. Now the earth around him, so the physical stuff, money, security, energy stuff, what's he putting his energies into, or how he's using his energy. The air position, so the mind, state of his mind, stuff like that. And the water position, or his emotional house. And then I take the 3 cards and I'll just place them up there. And these are things that are usually being brought into his reality. All right. So this is him now. We have the Queen of Cups. Well, that's interesting. That would be his father's card. Donald Trump is a Gemini, but he's a late Gemini. Just he's within the 10 days or the decade of the sign change into Cancer. And so that's interesting because the Queen of Cups has been coming up in related cards have been coming up for Donald Trump Senior. But this is Donald Trump Jr. So every court card can have both negative and positive aspects, of course. And he's a Capricorn, so a Capricorn being displayed or being portrayed as the Queen of Cups is not a big stretch. It's not. They're still passive cards, the passive suits. They have a lot of similarities. And but an interesting thing with the Queen of Cups in is one trait, and we'll see if it comes out, if that's what is being denoted. You know, it's hard to see where she is, right? It's like, oh, there's her face up there. You see what I mean? It's her, and there's her arm. It's hard to see her, and you see that there's a line here, and this is a reflection all in here. And that's interesting for her, because one of the traits, and maybe everyone does it. I hope, I don't know, but is that Queens of Cups tend to reflect back to you what they think you want to see from them. And it's not devious or anything, but it's I don't know what's the need to be liked. I don't know what that urge is. So, but it's interesting that he has now being described that way. Oh, sorry. And so this typical Canadian, right? I bang my elbow on the railing, and I apologize to it. So this is his Earth card. Look, another Queen. So and it's the earthy Queen too. This is the Capricorn. That's him. So that's his card, and he's in his element there. So this is a good sign for him. It's a sign that perhaps there's opportunities for growth, because the the Queen of Pentacles, or Queen of Discs, is very much to me. She's very similar to the Empress, but on a lower rung, if you want to think of that way. She shares a lot of the same characteristics. The abundance, loves nature, things grow with her, and they usually love children, good kids, but they're also, it's the Queen of Money too, right? And it's his card, so money and the physicality of life is important to him, and it's in that position. So far, there doesn't seem to be any problems with that part of his life anyway. The security and the nurturing of part of his life, there doesn't seem to be any problems there, and that's compatible. There's no we have earth and water. So in his energy, and this is we have the Death card, which is Scorpio, which is water, and so in his energy, we have a water card. So that's not well dignified. So we look at this as the devil. The Death card is about endings that should happen, and in the sadness is that sometimes we miss that phase. Like when I say, the analogy I use for a lot of my clients is the butterfly going to the caterpillar going to the butterfly stage, is that the caterpillar stage has to stop. So there's a death, sort of, and then before this other phase to happen. And that's sort of the energies in this card, that things have to putrefy, for things to grow. And now it is ill-dignified in here, because it being in a fireplace. And I would venture to say that how the meanings now changes would be that the difficulty is when we hold on and refuse to acknowledge something is stopped, something is over, a phase is over, like it's time to move on. And it could be, in regards to the election and the outcome for his father, and that perhaps his energy is he's refusing to still acknowledge that, perhaps, but it seems like his energy is in that regard, I think, is coming to an end. And he's just, I think at this point, just kind of refusing that. But death means is an ending, is an ending of something. So, but and that's the energy aspect. So let's have a look at the mind here. Oh, well, we have a watery card. Now it's his father received that card here for after he was no longer president, and he received it here because that's and I talked about it in that reading about how I look at the moon card in the Crowley deck, and I view it more as well. There's all the delusion and stuff. There's fear here too, and the fear of the unknown. You see I think that this orb here, the sun here, which is being dragged underneath and then being brought forth. The feeling of ourselves being dragged at night into the sleep state. Our ego disappears beneath the surface. Maybe it's something to do with that. I'm just philosophizing, I think, but it's a fear card. So in his mind, he's not settled, and especially in his mind, it could be that he's having thoughts that aren't exactly could be delusional thoughts still, or fearful thoughts. Sometimes it's the things we think about when it's not so much alone in the dark, but could be when you're alone in the dark and think about things. So it's fearful. Bad dreams and stuff is in here, and all right, and that could be because he could be having sleep problems because this is in his mental state. So sometimes I'm sure that it'd be hard to fall asleep, and but that's a fearful card. And this is now again quite significant cards. When I did a reading for his father after the election, but it was last year. I think it was early December. His father got a lot of trumps. Now we have four trumps here. 3 trumps, sorry, 1, 2, 3 trumps, and 2 queens. So that's pretty significant. Here we have an earthy card. This is the Hermit. It's Virgo-y. It's a Virgo card, so Earth, and it's in a water position, so it's not ill-dignified, and it's occupying the emotional. So this is an inward, I think, an emotion. I think he's having emotions that he's not sharing with anybody. Taking them inside himself. Maybe who knows what type of emotions they could be. Emotions like perhaps disillusionment with his father, disappointment that things didn't go, but trying to perhaps. Sometimes I was going to say maybe trying to face them, but no, I think this is internalizing it, and that kind of goes well with this state too, with her, because see how masked she is, can hardly see her. Yeah, and so this is I think he's taken his feelings within and not sharing them. And perhaps feeling it's an inward journey at this point with him. Well, I don't want to belabor that topic, so let's go on and see what's coming. So we have adjustment and the Knight of Wands and the Hierophant. I keep knocking this pile. I'm going to push it over here. Maybe we'll just put the pile over there. Okay, so here we have 3 interesting cards. we have an air card. That's Libra. And a fire card, of course. That's Sagittarius. And the trump card here, another trump. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trumps, add 8. So again, these are big forces that that they cannot control. He won't be able to control them. He was going to experience them. So, and one is the need for adjustment. So, but this is in Crowley's deck's adjustment. But this is the card that's in the RWS deck is determined as justice. It's the need to realign ourselves because we've perhaps pulled one way too far over. So sometimes to get back in balance when we're off kilter, we need to pull it this way, so swing that way. We always have to put an equal and opposite extreme to get back into normalcy. Because if we're way over on one side, where it's little effort, probably it's in the right direction and perhaps will be compounded, but you need, the farther you are away from center, usually takes more of an effort because you almost have to do this equal and opposite. It's like the way the pendulum works, sort of. So, but this is application of something to bring balance in the universe, balance in your body, balance. But it also is, to me, this is the one that in any of the decks I read, that there's a karmic justice in it. You can call it whatever you want, adjustment, call it lady standing on a needle point, and it is, to me, karmic justice is that what it's not a get a jail free card. It's the opposite. This is the thing you can't bull BS, and so this is paying for actually what you've done, good or bad. And then we have an interesting the Sagittarian card, and both of these, this is an air card, so this is a very active card. So I don't know whether that bodes that. To me, it always looks like, even though we know it's this way, it almost looks like to me that because some people say there's something blowing him this way, but then these don't move. But it looks like he's going this way, backward to me. Even though the horse is like, I don't know. It just seems that he was going forward, But it could, because it's Sagittarius, it could be such that he has been bowed back, I guess. But that's in his future, so I think he's going to make some sort of run, because this is in an energy, putting his energy in something to move forward. It's the mutable sign. It's Sagittarius, and Sagittarius has that bow that you pull back, boing, and leave the arrow go, and that's probably why that's drawn like that, as I remember it. It's coming back after all these years, I guess. And so anyway, so it could be, he could be launching himself into a new area. Now, okay, what new area? Well, it's interesting because the Hierophant, although it seems to be a traditional thing, this is an earth-based card, and it's about earthly spiritual teachings, morals and stuff like that. But sometimes it can mean large institutions, multi-layered institutions with many, with not just a mom and pop, but I don't know whether this is that he's maybe going to take over his father's business, or that he's going to run for for something, and because government is also large institutions can be thought of underneath this card. So that's interesting. So we'll see if that transpires. And then this is this is the Taurus. He's got let's see now. So there's two more. So there's those two. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Then we have. We didn't get any pip cards. So I guess, so isn't that interesting? And that means something too. No pip cards. I don't count the courts as pips, so there's no pip cards. It's either courts or trumps, isn't that? Well, what would you? The trumps will not go for small cards. It's only the best, right? So here we go. This is the quintessence card. I call is what I refer to it. I don't know where I picked that up over the years, but this is the Prince of Discs, which is a Taurus card. Taurus. So this is someone who knows what they want, and they're going to take slow, steady steps to get there, which is similar, kinda, to this. But this isn't slow, steady steps. But this is still knows where they're going, and so does this fellow. And so, if that's the case, and if this is the flavor of the spread, then I would say that he does have some plans for his future that he's carefully moving forward to. I see nothing. Well, there's this card can have some legal implications, but his father's was kind of ominous, but that wasn't the one. But his cards aren't so ominous, but we have, well, both of these are kind of judgy cards, right? Religious leaders are sometimes judgmental. So we do have two judgy cards among, it's flanking the young knight. So that could be what is coming as well. So I hope you enjoyed the reading and got a little bit of something out of it, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for watching.